Hello friends, I'm Christopher, doing a little vlog style episode today. This is the old pot that I just used to up transplant my giant jade. And I am going to take a clipping and start a new plant right inside. Down here I've got, an old bunch of dirt. It's a soil mixture that I use. In fact, I just dumped in some remaining mix of soil that I didn't use from the up potting. The soil mixture is half African violet and then 1/2 potting mixture of my own, which is to say about 2 parts native soil, clay in my case, 1 part perlite, 1 part sand, and 2 parts peat moss. And that provides good drainage. I've had success with all of my jade plants using native soil, so long as it's amended. After all, that's what you get in the bags anyways, an amended soil. So, just filling this in tight. This is my vegetable garden, by the way. If you're here for the jade plants, but you like gardening, check out my other playlists. That's what I do when the weather is nice. Here's my great big, this is 6 or 7 years old, this jade. I just up potted it to its forever home. And you can see that it's mature, right? It's ready to have babies. It's hard to do this when the camera's facing forward, but look. See, these are all roots. When the plants get big enough, they develop these, because in nature, the plants would just, the stems would fall off, the roots would take, and you'd have a new plant. So I'm gonna take my snippers, find the right spot so that it doesn't look ridiculous when I cut it off. Yes, that's the one. 1, 2, and 3. Great. This is going to be a new plant. It won't necessarily look like this, but take a look at all the roots sticking up. Plenty, plenty, plenty. So, I'm going to take this. Find the orientation where the roots are going down, like so. And much of it is actually going to get buried. All right, you can see here where I'm pushing down. That's where the roots are going to make contact. And this, I know this looks ridiculous. It's like you're just burying leaves, you fool. That's a fair enough thought to have. But remember, it's not the leaves that are important here. It's the root. This is going to take just fine. And hopefully somewhere along this line, the root will grow. So, just gonna snip off one more section here so that I can properly bury this. Doesn't have to be too far down. 1/2 inch under the soil is going to be just fine. In fact, I'm gonna go back and top this off again. While we're doing this, have you ever used this method? Those of you with long-lasting jades, I'm sure you like to give presents of your jade babies. I do. So I'm starting this right now. It's the end of May here. I'm in Wisconsin, or cold hardiness zone 5A for reference, depending where you are in the world. Obviously, jade plants and things are more tropical, right? They're natives to South Africa and the like. So if I'm doing these kind of transplants, for me, this is the time to do it, because this will live outside in the hot weather in the sun for all of June, July, August, and September before coming in. And it will have mostly days in the 80s, and it stays nice and dry. And somebody's horn is going off in the distance. Anyways, I just, when they're outside, I let them get water naturally. So aside from watering in right now, I will leave it. I won't touch it in the summer. And when it rains, and it'll soak up and it'll drain through the hole on the bottom. Otherwise, I've got a Miracle Grow solution. Where just going to let that soak in several times. It's hard to tell, yeah, right. And you know, when it's raining proper and hard in the summertime, this will definitely overflow with water. And the top layer of soil will move around like you can see there. And that's totally normal. That's why we buried the roots themselves well underneath the top line. Over the next couple of weeks, obviously the actual leaflets here will get brittle and like brownish red, and they'll decay and the stem will rot. But from the roots, up will come a new plant. Food for thought. I'm sure somebody was going to ask me that question in the up potting video, so there's your answer. I'll follow up to this probably in 6 months. The goal is to give this new guy as a Christmas present to my best friend. So see you then, and happy jade growing. Bye.